Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Anthony Reed. This is episode 138, and the first episode of the Homecoming story arc. I think this was sort of supposed to be the last episode of the Gorm story arc, but we're just going to move on to the next story arc because I think it fits a little bit better. This week's episode is brought to you, as always, by Chris and patrons like them. Head on over to patreon.com/adventureinc and become a patron today. This week, we gave out a special previously patron-only episode that you can find on our Facebook or on our Twitter, on the Discord. You can find links to it. It's basically an opportunity to see what you're missing if you're not a $5 patron. This week, on Wednesday, I will be releasing one of my game materials filled with Dungeons & Dragons game things, like extra lore pieces for new Merida or new subclasses to play. I've done magic items, I've done spells, I've done systems, I've done essays. There's all kinds of really interesting things inside these game materials, and I'll be giving out one of them for free this week. So head over on Wednesday, check out our Facebook and our Twitter and all of our other social media, and you will be able to check that out for free. And if you like what you see, become a patron. That's really how you can help support the show and make sure we get to keep doing cool things. That's all this week. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and wenches, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth, the fighter monk.
Guys, there's a lot of puppy in this cloak. I needed to say that.
What?
Genevera, the sorcerer.
Genevera, you're sitting there next to Clyde, who just goes, "What the fuck?"
I hold up my hand for a high five.
Jebeddo, the rogue.
As soon as they see the five of you, their expression hardens.
Well, we'll see you later. And Jebeddo just turns.
Gillick, the paladin warlock.
But you're dying again, right? Like, you die, then you get a spirit.
And you're nothing.
And then
you become nothing.
And then you're nothing. That sounds like bullshit. Let's go kill the Death Lord.
And Asher, the druid barbarian.
Yeah, but I'm asking specifically why Jeff is important to Asher.
You're just the first name. You know what? I don't have to justify this.
Let us recall what happened when we last left our heroes.
And if you stray too far from what Gorm did in these memories, your mind will shatter.
The visions begin.
The bolt goes through Gillick and Genevera.
What the fuck? Anthony?
Gillick jumps in the way. That's what he what he does. Both are instantly killed as the blast of lightning tears through them. And then Elatrix takes the dagger and plunges it into Patrick.
Okay, hey, we gotta go.
I'm not going anywhere with you, creature.
Well, alright. Cool it. I snatch him up.
Okay.
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated.
Let's get started. The five of you open your eyes. You are...
Again.
Yes, the darkness sort of fades away as the brightness of day crowds into your vision. Around you, you're on the edge of the Desert Ishtara. You no longer in the center where you guys, or deep into it where you had met with Gorm. Now you're sort of on the edge of this sort of the Emberfall, Carapath, Ishtara sort of landscape here. And Gorm is with you. You're Gorm Prime, in his white robes. And the five of you are all together. You have sort of had this shared vision. After each of you did what you needed to do, you saw what the others had done. You saw how Gorm's life had played out, what he's done in this process. and that's now like it's something that you already innately have within you. But the Gorm in front of you is looking very, very drained. You were successful then with the visions.
Genevera starts sobbing.
Yeah, I mean, successful. We got a lot of information, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're all here. None of our brains exploded or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
I did what I could. He sort of like drops to a knee.
Hey.
Gillick's going to go over and use lay on hands.
You try to lay on hands to him. He doesn't... It's not like he is hurt. It's like he is fading away.
Like he's fading away.
Like his
like
essence,
exhaustion?
his life force is... Yeah, like it's not that he has 12 out of 500 hit points. It's that he has 12 hit points. And it is dwindling.
Wow.
So you can feel, when you go to lay on hands to him, that your magic isn't going to heal him any, but that his life force is dying out.
Oh my goodness.
Anthony, if I may try, I'd like to potentially, like, I know this spell isn't used this way, but I would like to maybe retrofit it in a way with the intention of, like, trying to either stem the ability drain or whatever's happening to him. I'd like to cast Minor Restoration.
Okay, yeah. So what level is that?
I'll pop it at... that's a good question. It normally is at a lesser restoration, is a level 2 normally. One disease or condition afflicting it, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to cast this spell on him. And when you do, you feel like almost like he tugs magically. Not intentionally, but just like it pulls on the magic that you're trying to give out, and it burns all of your second level spell slots.
Oh, what the... All right.
But you see that the magic, as you like pour like multiple spells into him, almost, he does sort of seem to become restored a bit. He says, "Thank you, Asher. I think that will buy me some time."
While everyone else is around Gorm, Jebeddo's just going to go put his like arm on Genevera's shoulder to try to like comfort her.
So I'm going to put a pin in that with you two for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just the other three of you who are talking to Gorm. Well, yeah, the other three of you who are talking to Gorm right now. He says, "Asher, thank you. I am losing myself to him, I think. It is a fight that I have never really been winning. His determination, his power, it exceeds mine. And as our consciousnesses were merging, it was always inevitable that I would lose this struggle, but showing you these visions and protecting you from the consequences, they have weakened me."
I kneel, I like get on one knee in front of him. I'm like trying to like just generally comfort him because I can tell he's just dying. And I kind of look him square in the eye. There's like, we owe you more than I guess I expected. It's not often that you meet the person you're the enemy of and then find out that there's a different version of them. Is there anything we can do to repay you? Because this is going to help us.
In my final moments, I think perhaps you have done more than you expect. I have served my masters faithfully my entire life. I was born to serve Hayrix, born to serve the Ancient One. But he is sick, and his sickness has touched all of us, whether we realize it or not. Each and every one of us serve the one who has shackled him. And we cannot pretend otherwise any longer. I am touched by that shadow. It is in me, just as it is in every one of my brothers and sisters. My fading away now means that there is one less tool for that shadow to use. And if that's the case, then perhaps that is the solace I can take from this.
Obviously, he's still not... I think I've only stemmed the bleeding, and it seems like I'm kind of intuiting that he's still kind of fading away and dying.
Yeah, you've bought him some time, but he is still fading away.
I just ask him, is there anything you want me to tell anyone? We saw that in another reality, Gorm had a brother. Is there any different family here that you'd, I don't know, want to send a message to?
Those visions show people that I do not know. Thorval or...
Sure.
Any of them. I don't have connections like that here. My place has always been in the desert, waiting, serving. But I have one person. Oh. There is one person you can speak with. It is Gorm.
Okay.
Tell him he is wrong. Try to show him a better way.
What way were you planning on waking Hayrix? You said it was going to take much longer. Did you have a method? Maybe we can bring that up.
My master's plans, the Shadow One, they are hidden to me. I know only what parts I must play. But I know that it is his goal to one day do that, though not now, far from now. I know that I was to play a role in that, but that will no longer be the case.
Is there anything else that you feel like we need to know, like that we didn't see in these visions?
He is very powerful. You must be careful. I suspect that there will come a time where you will not have a choice and you must face him, and you will still not be ready. But that is the way of heroes, I think.
Shit.
So we'll cut over to Jebeddo and Genevera, sort of apart from this group a little bit.
Hey, yours seemed really hard.
Yeah. She's just not really there. Entirely, and she keeps like looking over at Gillick. And yeah, I just
Does Gillick notice that Genevera's looking at him?
I think Gillick's probably pretty focused on Gorm right now. But I mean,
Okay,
that's up to you.
all right.
Does Gillick
Okay.
is Gillick looking at her like?
No, Gillick's probably focused on Gorm at the moment.
Okay, great.
All right. Yeah, all right. Cool. Keep going.
I know it wasn't real, but it was real, and it was like I know that we knew that it happened. We knew when we went there that the Many Pennies died, and we knew that Gorm killed them, but it was me. Like I did it. I killed us. I looked at us and I killed us.
You didn't kill us. Gorm killed us, you had to feel it. And you had to experience it. But it wasn't something that you had a choice in. It wasn't your doing.
It really felt like it.
I know, kid.
When you left Gorm's brother, you had that, like, didn't you feel bad?
Yeah, of course. I would never have done that myself. But it didn't feel like it was my choice to make. It just felt like it happened. You know, cults make people crazy. They don't place value in the things that they used to. I know it's not a lot of solace, but we all saw how hard it was for you, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but, like, we'll be here for you.
She kind of smiles a little bit.
Jebeddo pulls out some hardtack.
Thanks.
And, like, sheepishly kind of offers it to her, like, hey, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I get a little hungry.
This is so gross.
It's the only adventuring food I know. Sorry.
No, I know. Thank you.
I just knew we were going to be in the desert a long time, and I didn't want it to go bad. I figured stuff that's already bad would be fine.
You're right. That cheers her up a little bit.
That was so cute.
Okay.
Yeah, so she'll kind of get up and I guess go over and
Yeah,
join the
Jebeddo will
group.
do his best to kind of, like, lever her up, you know, like, and then she'll be standing two of him.
3 times.
Right, yeah.
It's okay.
Well,
Pat you
how-
on the-
Wait,
like,
remind me
scratch
how
you on
tall
the
Jebeddo. Remind me how tall Jebeddo is.
3'8".
3'8". I mean, so
And Jennifer
Like-
is like 6 feet tall, right? So yeah.
You use, like, mage hand to pat her on the back.
Yeah. No, I picture him like both heels dug into the sand as much as he can, and like both hands around one of her claws, and just leaning back all the way. You know.
yeah, well, you're only like 2.5 feet shorter than her. It's fine. Well, I was asking mostly because I measured Kirk today, and he's 3'3", so he's getting there, but he's not quite Jebeddo's height.
Hell yeah, Jebeddo, taller than a 3-year-old.
Great.
All right, Gorm, you guys make your way back to the group where Gorm is standing, and he says, as you rejoin, he addresses you. He says, "I am sorry for the images that you had to see there. Gorm has done some terrible things. Things that I guess I can see myself having done. He is...
That's a trip, isn't it?
Yes. He is bound to Shadow in a way that I am not. He is touched by it. He is corrupted by it, like most of my siblings are, but he has never been directly controlled by it. He still has the illusion of free will, something my people don't have. And not just because of the Shadow. We are not like you. We are not of the greater races. We don't have the ability to do what Gorm thinks that he can do. That is why he must be stopped. No good can come of this plan, and no good has come. In fact, it has been an awful blight over multiple universes.
Do you think that Gorm's aware that this ceremony happened and we tapped into his memories?
Part of why I am fading now is because I've shielded you from this. I've protected you from him knowing what we were doing. I put more of myself into it than I should have, perhaps. I'll be honest, the deviations from the memories didn't help. But
Genevera feels awful.
No.
But this was the outcome that was always to be. And truly, this is a better outcome for me than I think any other. He has always been stronger than me. He would always have taken me, eventually.
Can you tell us, if we cannot convince him, can you give us some sort of inkling or some sort of help to figure out how we can stop him?
Gorm does... He makes plans. If you disrupt him too much, he will leave. He will find another universe to do this to. If you do not disrupt him enough, then Herix will rise. If your goal is simply to save this world and pass him on, that's fine. Then stop whatever you can, every plan he comes up with, until he runs away. If your plan is something else, then you must give him the illusion that he is winning, but you must stop him. And it's hard to know where that line is. Shutting down the ley lines has slowed him considerably. He has had to try and search for other sources of magic in this place. Some he has been successful on, some he has not yet.
What other source of magic does he found that's not part of the ley lines?
I know that for divination he intends to use himself. And when he takes my soul, he'll have more than enough power to perform the ritual and fuel the divination from it.
He's using himself as a divination conduit.
Yes.
That's not a good idea.
That's how we did it. That's how he did it in the first reality. In the first flashback, in the first memory, it was all just dragons. It was all of them together. Gorm, if he takes you, he'll be stronger, right?
In some aspects. He will not hit harder. He will not fly faster. He will not cast better magic, but he will be stronger in divination. He would be able to fuel himself better.
Is it rude to ask you to give your magic back to the earth instead of directly to Gorm? And Jebeddo looks at Asher's pendant, his soul pendant thing from necromancy.
That is not a thing that I can willingly embrace. The shadow prevents that.
If Herix is awakened in a universe that isn't ours, will we still feel the effects of something that monumental in this universe? Like, I'm not saying that we should just, like, pass him off on another universe, because I know how terrible that would be, and I know that it would be putting that, this big evil monster in someone else's path just because we don't want to deal with him is wrong, but I'm just curious.
In a universe somewhere, Herix just woke up. In another, Herix woke up. In another, and another, and another. There are infinite universes with infinite possibilities. It is happening right now, all the time. And in just as many universes, Hayrix sleeps. And in just as many universes, Hayrix never existed.
So
The
that's
reality...
a no.
I do not believe so. The possibilities around here are endless. There will always be more universes with things happening around you.
So as long
If
as
you-
we keep the bond, keep the pact with the dragon sealed, and as long as we take away all the magic from the ley lines, we should be able to push him out then.
Push him out, perhaps, yes. He may find another similar universe and travel there to do this again.
That's
It is an
I
option.
think that's kind. I don't know. Go ahead.
It is an option for you. If you wish to, if you can chase him away, that saves this world.
This world's the only one I really know.
I can't knowingly pass this mass murderer off onto other universes. Like, that's as good as us causing those deaths, no?
Yeah, we're just enabling more chaos.
More Many Pennies will die. I don't like that.
More innocence, more everything.
Yeah, but none of ours.
That's true.
We'll do our best for the best outcome we can get, I guess. Like,
If Gorm has taught us anything, it is that all Many Pennies in all realities will die. And they are dying all around you all the time.
Wait.
There are versions of you dying right now.
Hang on. You're saying every version in every universe of us dies.
At some point.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
That is the nature of the universe.
everybody
a long
poops.
enough timeline.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on, Gorm, come on. Trolling us.
Hang on.
Everybody dies.
Hang on.
Not the time.
I suppose you get a little glib when you're literally watching your life force drain away. It's all right, pal.
Yeah. No. You may be dying, but no joke, please. Come on.
It is not a joke. The point is that there are so many possibilities out there. So many universes. You cannot be responsible for what happens to them, right?
That's
Well,
what
if
I'm
we
saying.
hand a weapon, like if
So we're passing the buck off to another universe?
It was passed off to you.
Yeah, well, maybe one universe has to say, nah, we're going to stop this.
That is your prerogative. It is a dangerous line you will walk, a difficult one. You must keep him here while also ensuring that you have what you need to defeat him. And as I said before, you will not be ready.
Did you divine that?
I
Dude,
know
look
his
at
heart.
us.
I know his power.
it's Jebeddo flexing.
I can't even walk through the desert. Of course I'm not going to be ready for this.
But as I also said before, there are many possibilities in many universes where people are capable of things they should not be capable of. Where people do things.
Are you saying there's many pennies?
There's many pennies.
Many.
many pennies.
There are many possibilities
Sorry,
where
I'm the
people...
distracted one.
Yes. There are many possibilities. There are many possibilities where people are capable of things that they should not be capable of. I do not tell you these things to remove hope from you. I tell you these things to prepare you. No matter what choice you choose, this will be difficult. If you choose nothing, Gorm will simply raise Hayrix here and the world will crumble. Or you can act. There is a difficult path and there is a very difficult path. The choice is yours.
Right.
My time is growing very short. Do you have other questions for me?
Out of the difficult path and the very difficult path, which one yields the better rewards?
That is for you to decide.
Oh, God damn it.
And I have just a kind of a clarifying question and then a follow-up to that. You're bound to the Shadow Lord, but as a dragon, are you also bound to the Pact of No Free Will, correct?
By being a celestial, I have no free will. It is not the pact that takes my will.
Sure. But
I am also bound to the pact, yes.
In that way, when Gorm absorbs you, does he absorb some of that pact? Or could he?
Perhaps. I don't know. This is not
Okay.
something that has happened before.
Sure. Okay.
I would be more afraid that he might absorb more of the Shadow Lord's control.
Yeah.
My hope, honestly, is that he absorbs neither. But because I fear if he takes one, I mean, he's just as likely to take the other.
Sure.
We have a piece of pure divination. Do you know of any way, like maybe you can look at it and see if there's any way that we can shield its presence from like this world for a short period of time? I'm thinking when eventually Gorm tries to jump, I want to be able to stop divination for a short period.
He is so
Long
steeped
shot.
in divination. He is so steeped in divination that he would be able to make such a jump by himself.
He doesn't have to draw on it. Okay.
All dragons are like small conduits of the magic that they are attuned to. They are like an arcane stone charged with that energy.
That's why the whole divination thing, it doesn't quite make sense to me, using himself as a divination conduit. There's an inherent problem with that. I've been studying this lately, and I can't explain it.
You saw the memories. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yes, I
And
know.
it
It is
works.
dangerous to him, to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is dangerous to him to drain that from himself. But I think Gorm
It
has...
goes against the way divination works, at least in my mind. Maybe I'm not understanding it. I'm talking to a
Is
dragon.
there
Go ahead.
Is there a way, I know that when Thorval was performing the ritual, he was very weak. Is there a way that I don't remember who's, I think it was Keth's, or sorry, Gillick's, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think it was Gillick's.
When,
Yeah,
they were
remind
just
me.
performing one single ritual, just the divination ritual. Am I remembering that right?
I think that was in mine. When it was just in Maghamara, it was a very super wounded him, and we just started with divination. Oh no, that was Jebeddo when he was asking him about his ties to divination.
No.
In all of the visions, they were attempting to use all of the magics to fuel their ritual.
Was it the one where they had the slimy hammers complete and then like he was
Yeah.
doing the ritual by himself?
What's the question?
So the question is, from what I thought, he was just performing the divination part of it, and that left him weak and vulnerable. But from my understanding, that wouldn't be, just that one ley line wouldn't be enough to raise Herrick's. So is there a way we can get him to that point of just performing the divination, of draining himself of all of his divination magic, and using that point to...
If you
Disrupt the ritual.
If you
Well,
deny Gorm, if you deny Gorm of any of the schools of magic, he will not attempt this. He will leave.
Okay, so
If you didn't-
now this also means that us closing down the ley lines has not closed off that magic for him.
He is seeking alternate methods. He has not found them for all, but he has found them for some.
Okay.
And he will if you continue to close the ley lines, he will continue to seek those alternate methods. If there is no avenue for him at all, I find it likely he will leave. That has not been the case yet. The methods he'll be using will be weaker. The methods he'll be using will be suboptimal. And I think that when he tries to perform the ritual, it will draw more from him. But it is a risk he has proven he is zealotous enough to take.
So it sounds like now we're just waiting for the ritual to happen.
If you wait for the ritual, now, it will be too strong. You must still actively countermeasure what he is trying to do. But you walk a thin line. That is what I am telling you. If you push too hard, if you disrupt too hard, he will leave. That can be your goal. If you walk this line, this thin line, you shut down these ley lines, you remove these weapons, but you act as though you do not know that there is more going on beyond this, then perhaps you can catch him. Perhaps his ritual be weakened and he will be lesser, and you will have your opportunity. But this will still be incredibly difficult. His armies are in place. His disruption of these kingdoms is successful so far, and there are others who work for him in the shadows.
Great.
So you're saying we're going to have to be extra super double secret careful.
If that is your goal, yes. If you wish to simply run him off, then there are other options you could look into. You could... If your goal is simply to run him off, then you should find the sources he has turned to for the magics you have already shut down. If he knows that you know, perhaps that would be enough, but certainly if you could disrupt them again, you give him fewer and fewer choices. I leave these to you. This is always your choice to make. You are of the greater races. You have free will. You get to decide. That is your strength. I wish you good luck, Many Pennies. And he just sort of starts to fade away.
Like literally disappears?
Goodbye.
Marty McFly style?
Yeah.
Shit.
Guys, we can't pass him off. Like
I'm fine with passing him off. Y'all, like, this is not... Like he said, in every other, new Merida, Herrick's is awakening.
And
like,
I'm
are we
Jebeddo
gonna
on this?
Are we gonna go around and stop every Herrick's? That seems ridiculous.
not in every universe. Some he never existed. Some he never wakes. So I want that to be ours. Never wakes.
Yeah, same. And like, I'm not gonna go around and stop Herrick's from awakening into every universe. So why would I not do the easiest thing to like save ours?
Yeah, I agree.
There's always the potential that another version might slide into our universe. Perhaps if we can end... excuse me. Perhaps if we can end this jumping Gorm in our universe, maybe we can stop the cycle of Herrick's being awoken in our universe.
Yeah, I think stopping this Gorm that is not supposed to be here, but isn't supposed to be anywhere else except his. I think that's what we need to do. Like, we set out to stop this guy, and I want to follow this through.
But
I think if we can do... I mean, if we try to get rid of him and end him, and he still runs away, that's still a victory. Like, if we get close to getting rid of him permanently, and he gets scared and flees, we've still won.
It's a better win than losing, but
It's like we got like a B as opposed to an A. Like,
But he just gets chased off into another version of us.
doesn't get bees.
We're just sending the problem to us again.
no, not us. Someone else.
Agree, someone else. Us as in the Many Pennies.
Yeah, I don't care
feel
about
like,
them.
but I care that they're innocent.
You don't care about the other alternate universe versions
No.
of yourself?
We're throwing
Not even a little bit.
big old explosive device into a universe and just murdering a bunch of people if we send Gorm
We
elsewhere.
aren't doing shit.
You throw a bomb into a room and you walk away and the bomb explodes.
I mean,
That's your fault for throwing that bomb in there.
if that bomb has the choice to explode or not, then it's the bomb's decision.
But what is Gorm's decision going to be? But to kill people and try and wake Herrick's.
Unless maybe those Many Pennies are successful at talking to him, like this Gorm says, right? Like,
Yeah. That's a possibility, I agree. But how
Jebeddo, I have a
likely?
question for you. Do you think that the alternate version of Jebeddo that we send it to will have the same mentality you do?
I don't care what the alternate version of Jebeddo thinks. That's not me.
Yeah. It's not. Are
The
you
guy
willing
that
to kill
died
him?
in that memory wasn't
Wait.
me.
Oh,
the guy
wait.
that died in that memory wasn't you. It wasn't any of us. We're all standing here trying to figure out how to protect each other and the things that we love.
That memory is real. It's a memory of us.
It's not us.
And we'll have that memory.
Just because it looked like us doesn't mean it was us.
But they were innocent people. I just don't like. We will be initiating something that causes the death of so many other people. I'm not okay with
So-
that, and I don't think you are either. But you're not seeing it like that.
Yeah, it's not my responsibility to save other people. It's my responsibility to save the people around me.
guys, where's our carriage?
3.5 fucking weeks that way, and Jebeddo points toward like the direction we had been walking.
Yeah, yeah.
So goddamn far away. It's so hot. I'm so upset.
Jebeddo, do you want me to like turn
Stuff.
into something to like help you out?
Therapy dog.
I was
Like
gonna
a
say
huge,
like
tall beer and like
Yeah.
a banana.
I was more being like
Some electrolytes.
something like practical to like walk through the desert with, but like I can
Oh
try.
hell yeah, snowshoes. I mean sand shoes.
No,
You guys are on the edge of the desert. He transported you to the edge of the desert when the
Yeah, there's like a tree right
What?
over there,
When did
Jebeddo.
that happen?
Oh yeah, I missed that.
I said that at the beginning.
Yeah.
When I did ask,
we're not in the
Anthony,
center of the
I remember
desert.
that.
People paying attention, am I right?
I remember Anthony saying that.
I remember it too. I still don't know where our carriage is.
I sent it back to Adventure Incorporated.
Well, retcon all that because I don't know where our carriage is either.
We sent it back to Adventure Incorporated with Redbridge
yeah.
and
Oh,
the dagger.
Right.
He was right when he said 3.5 weeks that way.
He's not
I
wrong.
was right. Holy shit! Like, I was like looking around. Like,
We're all disoriented. It's fine.
If it's any consolation, it's probably still warm because you are like right on the edge of the desert.
hey, Genevera, you've been really quiet. What are you thinking?
It's a lot. This is so here's my thing. I know that we've been working together as a group really well, and we've been kind of taking all of our differences and opinions, and we've been doing a really good job of creating a solid team mentality. I don't think that I could let another universe go the way that we let the last world go. When we came back from the ley line, like I still am sad about that world and the fact that it doesn't exist anymore, because even though those people aren't us and it's not our world, they were still very real, very, very real. And being back in that same universe and having to, put it whatever way you will, do Gorm's memory or whatever, it was very real seeing us die. And I think that if we have the chance to at least keep stalling him for as long as it takes to find out the best way to do this, I think that that's what I want to do.
As Genevera is saying this, is she still kind of like eyeing Gillick, like we were talking about before?
Especially when she talks about watching us die.
Gillick's just gonna look Genevera in the eye and just kind of stand there stoically, like, like I would do that, no question. And looks around, like eyeing each and every one of the group, like I will do that hands down.
Do what?
The thing for me is I can see both sides, and I think we gotta. I want to try and get rid of Gorm as much as the next person, but if we fail to kill him and he still escapes, at least we tried and still succeeded. I feel like if we keep on this path and we're still on a trajectory to face off with him, and if we still somehow scare him off, I mean, we've saved a universe as opposed to several universes, because that's all we could do.
Yes.
But if we try to do both, we put ourselves in more danger, but we put ourselves in more reward. So I think we should try for the highest goal and not kick ourselves if we don't get there but still succeed.
Hey guys, I
Does
don't
that
know
make sense?
I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do this, but I know I'm gonna try, and I want all you with me, and I hope we can continue together down that path.
You realize that, like, by not chasing him out, we are assuming all of the risk of waking Herrix, right? And killing everyone and everything that we actually know. You understand that, right?
I do.
But by closing the ley lines, we're actively working against his plan.
And on top of that, we don't know if chasing him out is a faster option. We just know it's an option. We're currently still at the risk of waking Herrix. If we fail, Herrix is awoken, no matter which path we take.
Right, but by not looking into the other things that he's doing, we're just making that more likely that he wakes Herrix.
Well, I think we should look into the other things that... You know what I think? I think we need to go home.
Yep.
And I think we need to...
take some big naps, eat some big non-hardtack bread.
Like sit in the air conditioning.
The what?
What does your suite have?
What is your suite have?
A bunch of white dragons just continually doing ice bath.
Yeah, through a vent in the ceiling. It's like
Yeah.
pumped from
Ice-
the basements.
Ice
like-
worms.
Ice worm, yes.
I like
Yep.
the idea of magical air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because it's totally a thing I would do if I was a wizard.
That would be your wizarding services. It's a mobile air conditioner.
Spells, charms, and HVAC controls.
Oh my god.
Honestly, though, why not?
Yeah, right. Like, that's why Iceman's an Omega level mutant, right? Because he can just control the atmosphere.
Yeah. Anyways, I agree. We should. I think we should all mull this over. At least.
I can't let that slide. He's an Omega level mutant because he can manipulate molecules and how fast they vibrate. That's how his freezing powers work. He slows molecules and then things get cold. That's why he's Omega level.
So he can adjust the average kinetic energy of
Yes.
molecules on
Yeah.
the planet. God damn, that's
Yeah.
powerful. That's too
Anyway,
much.
continue.
Anyway, thank you. But Anthony, at a higher level of tier, at a higher tier of
Okay,
his abilities,
alright.
does that affect the atmosphere?
I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Anthony-
Guys, look! I
Yes.
found the cart. Oh gosh! And then Asher gets in it.
No, okay, so you guys don't have a cart, so
I found a cart. I found it. I jump in a cart.
but you do know the path from here. You know where to go.
Right. And we can always stop at the next town and just buy horses.
Yeah.
We're fucking
sure.
rich. Jebeddo
What'd you
says
say?
that. We're fucking rich.
Oh,
I heard different.
Yeah. You cut out in a real weird way.
I don't know. Mike's good enough, or that could have been 100% real.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
could
sure.
just buy horses, you fucking bitch. I was like, whoa!
Yikes! I'm sorry.
No, I said we're fucking. You can buy horses. We're fucking rich.
Remind me never.
I'm not sure.
Remind me never to disagree with Jebeddo again.
Fine, we'll buy horses, gosh.
My horse is a fucking bitch.
You don't want to chase this guy away? You want to fight him? You're a fucking bitch. Just feels really...
What's the hostility, bud? No, I said I'm fucking rich.
okay. No, we got to deal with the fucking lich. I've said it multiple times.
I mean, that's all. Yeah, lots of things we got to do.
All this sand, I got a fucking itch.
Kath, your cloak's falling apart.
Somebody told on us. We got to fucking.
Oh, shit, the betrayal.
Kath, your cloak's falling apart. It looks like it's missing a fucking stitch.
Ah, devil again.
All right, if we're not
Jebeddo looks angry.
gonna progress the story, I'm gonna fucking ditch. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's
Wait, guys, my recording. Hold on. I got a fucking glitch. I couldn't do it.
Wait, come again?
Couldn't do it.
guys, rhyming is fun.
Did we kill him? Yes.
And then we've destroyed the
That's
asset.
always been our mission. Good work, guys.
Yep. Mission accomplished. Oh no, he's back.
We in a way we killed Gorm because Anthony's just dead. So
He's still.
I think it was because I played with his
He's
emotions.
barely holding on.
Because if we did fuck up the recording, he's just like, I can't handle it. I can't.
Oh my god. I really thought you were serious. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. All right.
Let me check. We good. Good.
Okay. So you guys are going to try to hike down the road to find the next town? Is that what's happening?
yeah.
So you guys start traveling west.
I've thought of like 3 more.
Holding them in like a fart.
I appreciate it because I don't know if I can handle them. Oh my god.
No, I can't.
Fuck, I love when that happens. Okay. So you guys are actually in Bradmont. That's where you're on the edge of the desert between or on the edge of the desert in Bradmont. That's where he brought you.
Mm-hmm.
So you travel west from here toward Carapath.
Cool.
Now Bradmont has there's definitely been some changes here as you travel along the path. First of all, a lot of the towns, like you can see that a lot of the towns and villages and stuff have sort of boarded themselves up. A lot of Bradmont's towns have been built with the idea of cloistering and protection in mind. Not just the capital. The capital is very much that as well, but all of these sort of villages and cities and towns and things have this sort of built-in defense mechanism. Now, as you get far sort of into the more rural areas and it's open farmland and thing, it's a little bit harder for that. But you also see that the orcs and half-orcs have done quite a number here. Clearly, they've stopped just doing raids, and they are now like full-on attacking in Bradmont. But the road for you seems relatively quiet right now. As you travel west, the first place you come across on foot is a small farming area. This is the first place that looks like you see anyone who would be willing to work with you. You find a small farming area. There's a small homestead, a couple of large fields, and a farmer is standing outside the homestead sort of loading up
he's like,
grain.
"What's up, guys? My name's fucking Mitch." I had to get that one out. That was the one.
But he says he's sort of like harvesting up and packaging up large bundles of grain and putting them into the barn that he has as you guys sort of walk by. You see him sort of turn and look. He's an elven man, and he says, "Travelers, eh?"
Yes, hello. Jebeddo Funkin, one shoe stumble, knackle timber shivers. At your service. And he does a big flourishy bow and takes off Horton's hat. And
Dangerous on the road for travelers.
you're telling us, man. It's been, things look like they are not going great up here. What's going on?
See the big feller with you?
This guy, Kev?
Yeah, people like him. They making folks here, it's making it dangerous for folks around here.
The orcs have been attacking?
Oh, yes. In great numbers.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah, what's the king doing about it?
Oh, he's cloistered up. Kept himself locked away. The city of Bradmont, the capital up north, is just impassable to anybody. Even citizens like us can't get in there anymore. Not that I head off to the north too often anyway.
And he's just making you all deal with it?
Oh, they've given us options to go to nearby places, but I got mouths to feed. And honestly, the orcs don't tend to attack the farms too much. Not much here for them.
Okay. Well,
besides, we got an extra level of protection here anyway.
Like what?
Oh, me farmhand. He's quite handy with a pitchfork, and he's chased off a couple of smaller bands.
Wow.
By himself?
No, he's quite good.
wow.
What's his name?
Ain't got a name. Came to us with no name.
What?
Oh no.
I just call him Boy.
boy.
Oh wow. Hey, we've been pretty weary from the road out here. If it wouldn't be too much trouble for you, do you think might you know of a place where we could maybe set up set up tents or set up some place to get a bit of food and a place to lay our heads. We've got money, we can pay. We just I would really love a bed. I got to tell you, I'm not built for this sort of thing. Jebeddo motions to his legs. Even for me, I'm usually a big city guy. Walking down the block is hard work.
I ain't got a lot of beds, but we might be able to set you up with something.
Oh,
we got supper cooking. We can make enough to suit our needs if you got the coin, and maybe we can set you up in the barn with some nice piles of straw. I know it ain't a bed, but it's pretty much the same thing.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it would beat the hell out of sleeping on the side of the road. Thank you so much.
You'll be safe in there. Yeah, they're as safe as anywhere.
And what's your name? And Jebeddo's kind of closing the distance to put out a hand to shake it.
He goes ahead and sticks out his hand. He says, Clevin Arethel.
Clevin?
Clevin.
Great.
Is that with a C or a K?
It's a C.
Great, Clevin. Hey, thank you so much, sir. What would you like for all of us for the night?
For the 5 of you, I think about 6 silver ought to do it.
Oh.
That's it?
What he means? Sorry. What he means?
No, what I mean is that you're underselling your services drastically.
Yeah. It
it
sounds
ain't
like
too much. You haven't had the food yet. Trust me. Afterwards, you'll be
Hey man, if it beats this, and Jebeddo breaks off a piece of hardtack.
Yeah, he looks at it, he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be much better than hardtack, me boy.
Yeah, tell me about it. And he puts the piece in his mouth, well, yeah. So what I'm saying is, what I was saying is, we would love to be able to crash out for the night. Maybe you can introduce us to your boy here.
Yeah, well,
Can I get a piece of that hardtack?
Jebeddo hands him the whole loaf.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get him out here to make up your beds for you in the barn. Boy, get out here, boy. From around the corner, you guys see Clug.
Yay!
Hey adventurers, DM Anthony here again. I just want to remind you that there are lots of ways to support the show. Head on over to patreon.com/adventureinc. Tell your friends about the show. Rate and review us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Links and more can be found at adventureinc.podbean.com. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next week.
And we're back.
Hello.
Welcome.
When the fuck?
You've ever said we're back? What were we supposed to do?
Just
fair.
start.
In the middle of the recording, Asher's just we're just having this fight, and Asher's just hello!
He just tries to break the tension.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that Asher is completely, emotionally not observant at all. So...
What do you mean?
He's like, hey, I haven't talked yet.
When the DM asked Asher what emotions he was feeling, he listed a bunch of not emotions.
Well, I'm in character.
I'm in character.
Sassy Asher, here I am.
When
Shasher.
Anthony played you were sassy as fuck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Keth was so dumb.
He did a good job. He did a
you
good
know.
job.
Such a tryhard.
It was
No,
Yeah.
really great. As awful as it was,
Terribly
I hated every
inaccurate.
second of it.